The following podcast contains spoilers, nudity, graphic violence.
And the sound of Joe actually
I forgot the rest. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, Will. You cook food like a woman.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Tony, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
So, get back in the kitchen. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Four Guys and a Movie podcast.
Where we get more professional every year.
Every minute. I'm your host today. My name is Rob. I'm joined by my friends,
Will, Tony.
And Joe would like to apologize for that intro. This is what happens when we don't have Brian here.
Yep. So, good job, Brian. We miss you.
Miss that guy.
Save us.
From ourselves.
Literally pooped my pants. Trying
Sounded
to do
like
the
it.
intro.
Do we need to pause so you can check?
I'm good.
Touched. Today we watched Indian in the Cupboard from, I assume, 1990 something.
1994, I do believe.
94, okay. I knew it was post Jurassic Park, but I only knew that based on the hair and the dinosaur.
A Frank Oz film.
Sorry, 1995.
Okay. Frank Oz, okay. Yeah, Frank Oz, I don't know what the dude was. Man.
Paycheck.
Come on, Grover. All right. Tony.
Yep.
You ever seen Indian in the Cupboard before? And if so, what was your impression back then?
I saw this movie ages ago. I was probably still in middle school.
Diapers?
Yes, diapers.
Little diapers.
Just a baby. Saw it a long time ago, and my impression was not much. Like, other than a fat kid's face in front of a little man coming out of a cupboard, I don't remember shit about this movie.
And that was just
And,
growing up.
Well, to be fair, that is 90% of the movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right. Will, you ever seen Indian in the Cupboard, and what was your first impression, if so?
Oh, yeah. I had this on VHS. And little cool fact about the VHS, it was like one of those clamshell, like VHS boxes, and it had like a keyhole on the side, and it came and like stuffed in the plastic. It came with like a key. So you were like opening it didn't do anything to open the movie. It was just all bullshit. But as a kid, I'm like, oh yeah.
When you opened it, there was the VHS inside with
It was like a VHS with eyes. Like,
Kill me! Just like, this doesn't seem to work, and then you put in the VCR, and it started playing, and it was like, oh god! This hurts
You
so
took it out
much.
of the case, it just started vomiting its little film everywhere.
right.
It's stretching my insides.
But as far as first impressions, as a kid, I really liked it. But
Can I ask you a question, Will?
yes.
Did you ever try to put one of your toys inside the clamshell case and lock it?
I'm sure I did.
Okay.
My grandpa was an antiques dealer, so we had like a lot of like old cupboards and old keys and stuff like that. So I'm sure I like.
Lots of problematic toys.
And if Dracula 2000 taught us anything, it's that you never fuck with an antiques dealer.
Dracula 2000 taught me anything.
They might be
It's,
Van Helsing.
don't ever take that VHS out of its case.
Yeah. Leave it where it lies.
Joe, have you ever seen Indian in the
I
Cupboard?
have. I think it was probably in the 90s at some point I saw it, because it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. So, I know I've read the book, like, for
Look, little smart kid over here.
I mean,
for reading
I didn't have any
points.
friends, so had to do something with myself.
Rob, you read books like a
I
woman.
do read books like a woman.
When you finish, you slammed it down. You're like, this didn't have any dinosaurs.
That's right. My vagina.
But it did.
It did have dinosaurs, it's true. I don't know if the book had dinosaurs, though. I think this was purely
just a
a tie-in to Jurassic. Let's
I've-
see, what
If that scene at all happened, I fail to think that at least one dinosaur was not involved.
I don't know, because as far as the movie goes, it was very obviously well, we have this 3D model from Jurassic Park. What other 3D
I know, but
models
like,
do we have?
if you're thinking about like kid playing with like little cowboys and Indian toys, like what else is he gonna have? He's gonna have a dinosaur and some like army men. That's about it.
I mean, I don't remember the book either. So.
Like most, white kid in the 90s movies, like, his parents had a good amount of money. He had a lot of different toys to
It was
work
a huge
with.
house in New York City.
Yeah.
Right. But he was putting skylights in. That's cool. Yeah, but I've never seen the movie before today, so.
He comes from the Buffy-related dynasty. Did you catch all that?
No.
Yeah, his mom was the professor that was part of the head of that whatever organization.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And his brother is Angel's kid.
I blocked that character out of my mind.
As well you should.
And his dad was the
God,
dad
he
from
never
Step
did
Brothers.
not suck.
Yeah.
So do we have any other
And-
history on this movie, or is it on hold for now?
Well, yeah, we already covered in the cupboard in 1995. Frank Oz. Frank Oz originally didn't really want to do this movie because he didn't feel he was a child movie director.
And it showed.
But also, what? You worked on Sesame Street for ages? Anyway.
I mean, being a puppet is not the same as directing
I know,
a
but,
movie.
like-
Or is it?
Imagine if you might have picked something up.
We picked something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not Kevin Clash. Come on.
monkeypox.
Apparently this movie was going to be the first installment in a 4-part movie
Nope.
series.
Wow.
Yeah.
About what?
Is it a 4-part book series?
I don't think so.
Don't remember, but neither was The Hobbit. So, but yeah, the didn't do well enough to warrant that. So that
It's
got
going to be
put
part
us
of the
off.
YMCA CU. The next one is going to be like the construction worker and the toilet.
Yes.
Yeah, the YAFCU, yeah, the Young Adult Fiction Cinematic
The
Universe.
Village People CU.
Hey, somebody send those pop-ums down my end of the table. Please, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
I'm gonna pop them.
one part of the reason this movie wasn't more successful was this did, as I said, come out in 1995, the same year as Toy Story, which had a very
That's
similar thing
hilarious.
and was way more popular.
Which is actually, it's a crossover film. If you watch Toy Story very carefully, you can actually see how the Indian's wife dies.
Oh, cool.
Andy was in Omri's class.
That pivotal smallpox scene in Toy Story.
Wait, is it only after Lightfoot dies that he gets Buzz Lightyear? Is that what
Well,
we're...
he thinks it was smallpox. It was actually Sid's, which is why that character's name is Sid. Never mind.
Okay.
When Woody says someone poisoned the
Wow.
water hole, that was Little Bear's Village.
Or was that a confession?
Yeah.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah, see, again, confession. He's a snake. Unfortunately, just to keep the fun rolling here, this movie was a landmark moment for films everywhere where safety measures were improved afterwards when someone died on set.
Oh.
Oh my God! How? Who?
It was... Oh, I don't have...
Were they playing the rat in the ball?
No, they were on like some lift helping with scenery and something happened. Unfortunately, I don't have all the information in front of me right now.
Probably in like the bigatures.
Yeah, I would
Jeez.
imagine like, putting on the sheets on the giant bed or some shit.
He suffocated. They got lost in the sheets.
Wait, were there any bigotry? Because this totally looked like they were just superimposed on any big things that they were on.
No.
Some of those were
Yeah.
bigatures.
Yeah, when it was like closer up on the cowboy walking on the bed, he was clearly walking on like bed sheet, like some kind of bed sheet scenery and superimposed in front of the room. And then when, obviously when it pulled out, that was just him imposed on the bed.
All right. But so we have an off-screen death count as well. Great.
Movie's winning on all accounts. Want to guess at the budget this movie
God.
had?
95.
So it's 2 years after Jurassic Park releases.
How much was a Jurassic
Same
Park?
year as Toy Story.
60 something wasn't Jurassic Park.
63 million, I think
Yeah.
it was.
I'm feeling a 50.
I'll go 30.
I'm going to split the difference with a 40.
Good call. It was 45 million.
God,
Okay.
that's so
It's
weird.
overshot.
It's like,
Want to guess how much it made?
well, they didn't get that 4 movies made, so I'm gonna say
Here's what I'm going to say 60.
Feeling like it made money, but not a lot. maybe 75.
I'm gonna say 50 million.
35 million.
Oh, damn.
All right.
How like where does 45 million go in that? Like in the effects?
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it's like would be
paid
pretty.
to that man who died's family.
That's right.
That's fair.
And the rest went to that poor man that had to sit there with scissors and cut out all the frames with the Indian and the cowboy and put them on top of the other ones.
But yeah, like, again, this is, like, it's based on a children's book about toys coming alive, so come see that. Or see the really fun Pixar movie kind of with the same subject matter, like, yeah, this is not going to do well.
This movie needed Tim Allen drawing power.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe we'll have some hot takes and we'll say this film was better than Toy Story.
I'm pretty sure
should
that's
say
not
that.
going to happen.
I mean,
We'll
I
see.
don't
Someone's
want
going to cut your voice out of that and like give it put it on this review.
Yeah, it's going to be on the box for the next
I'm
DVD.
going to get a call from Frank Oz.
His estate.
Do you mind if we use... All right, never mind. Hey,
Honestly, if that's what, is up for grabs here, I'll say this movie is fantastic.
a call from
Yeah, I
Frank
loved it.
Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
I'm calling up my cell phone.
It's funny, with everything
whole
that
family.
Frank Oz has done, whenever someone says Frank Oz, I just picture the part in the very beginning of the Blues Brothers where he's like, one condom soiled. That's all I remember him for.
Okay.
Weird choice, but I
Sure,
understand
I'm
it.
sure he'll appreciate that. I'll let him know when he calls.
To be fair, he might find that refreshing because he'd be the only person not going, "You're Grover, you're Yoda." Like, you're the guy with the soiled condom. Like, weird, but all right.
Yeah, I mean,
He saved it for 5 years for John Belushi.
he could be, he could be not totally cool with that, but which of those lines do you think made him all that money?
Oh,
Not the condom one, I promise.
I'm sure.
Probably not.
I'm sure he's not complaining either way.
Get off your high horse, bitch. Put your Cookie Monster back on. I don't know.
What are you even
I
doing?
don't know, man. Let's just get to
Play the
All
hits.
right,
kicking
talk
some,
about this
let's
movie.
kick some rats.
I mean, cast-wise, like, no one's in this.
Oh yeah, cast. Yeah,
Um,
I totally forgot because I could not recognize anyone.
You
in
got
this movie.
you got this guy named Lightfoot, plays Little Bear. What I forget the guy's name, but he's like Jeff Parkman in Major League 2, and I think that's all I've ever seen him in. Plays Boone.
So his name's David Keith, and for a second I was excited that Keith David was going to be in the movie,
would've
and then I was like,
been-
oh
wish.
wait, no, better.
He just sticks a Goliath action figure in.
Oh man, if there is a Keith David figure out there, and he just put that in there, and it's just Keith David like, kid, the fuck you doing?
Like from They Live, just beating the shit out of
Punching the
Boone.
kid for 15 minutes.
Takes a break. He's tired.
I didn't take it out for air.
I didn't get to that scene yet, Rob.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
All right. So let's start this film off.
Yeah.
So you get yourself some credits of a pretty sick-ass Indian diorama. Native American diorama. It's hard because this movie just calls
Yeah,
them Indians.
I mean, we're just
but
gonna
I'm
have
like,
to go with that. I think for
Yeah.
because that's how it's presented. You
Well,
know?
at the very least, a warning to anyone listening, we will probably be using the words Indian and such throughout this thing, because...
So if you feel triggered, go
It doesn't help
get
there's
yourself somewhere.
you know, there's
Go-
an actual
go
Indian
in your
kid in
wigwam.
it too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, well, okay, so we have these Indians, but his friend is Indian, but not the, it's not the,
Nope.
not that
Nope.
Indian. It's the
Nope.
other kind. It's
Yeah.
the curry kind. And
It's the curry guy.
That is the better
God
of the
damn
options I
you.
was afraid you're going to go with, but no.
All right. So we
But we
what's
also
that?
might have to use other quotes that might be somewhat offensive.
yeah, a lot of racism in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
pretty hardcore.
accurate, I suppose.
Once you bring a white man back from the past,
That's right.
It's over.
Savages.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we start there? Like, what the fuck is happening here?
I don't know.
All right. So we see this diorama, then we meet this kid, Omri, who has the most slappable face in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's his birthday.
And you're going to
Yeah.
see it a lot.
A lot.
This face.
This
It
kid
is so
reminded me of a guy. I won't say his name in case he listens to the podcast. You know, you have those kids that you're really close friends with, like in one school, and then you like go to the next school, and you're like, this kid's a fucking nerd. I don't want to be associated with this kid.
What did you do?
So it's one of those things where you have to make fun of people or else you get made fun of.
I think it's called bullying.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You just assumed your place in the pecking order
Yeah.
at the expense of everyone
It's like
else.
the whole thing where you don't have to be faster than the bear, you just be faster than the slowest person.
I think it was actually a book one time. It might be part of the YFCU. It's going to be Will, the most beta bully.
But yeah, there was a kid that looked just like this kid, and we'd go to his house. He had a bunch of like old-fashioned toys, and we had honey sandwiches.
Honey sandwiches? Is that because... Wait, was that the kid's choice, or is that just
That
because
was what his
you're
mom
actually
gave
Winnie
me.
the Pooh?
I was cosplaying
sandwiches.
She just made it because she assumed that's what you
And at what point are you gonna stop cosplaying as Winnie the Pooh?
She's like, I don't know. I think he brought a bear cub home. I'm just going to make him a honey sandwich and hope he doesn't break anything.
I also think the other note here in this story is, this kid was a little weird and possibly poor, so I picked on him.
He was poor. Every time I went over their house,
Sold his ass down the river.
Yeah, easy target.
yeah, every time I went over there, his parents would always put their food way up in a tree. I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So that was my first thought.
All right, so this kid Omri, you're gonna yell a lot of times, close your mouth at the TV screen.
Yeah.
And he is filmed quite often to be made to be like really huge looking. So he's filmed at like downward angles and like close-ups of his face that linger for a long time.
Yeah, but his teeth are like fighting for dominance.
Yeah.
It's a bad.
He's on the braces path at some point.
That front one's winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his eyes look like they're both trying to race to the back of his head.
He's got like a halo of 90s hair
Oh, God,
around
hair.
him. It's
Just
not
the
good.
hair. And
And that is very
makes
nice.
some of the lines in this movie even more amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Holy balls.
So either way, it's a good day to be Omri because it's his birthday. And his mom, whose only job seems to be to walk him to and from school.
He literally.
Like a woman.
Yep. Walks him home from school. And, he gets some pretty cool gifts. He gets a skateboard. He gets some sort of skeleton warrior.
It's a
action
Skeleton
figure.
Warriors action figure. It's the one
Yeah.
that has 4 arms. Tony, did you remember what the guy's name was? Because you had that guy.
Yes.
Probably
it's-
still have that guy.
I do. It is like just Acula, I think.
Was this a TV show or is it just a toy series?
There was a TV show, but it started as a toy series because somebody just had a cool idea of like, what if we had like soldier figures, but they were bones?
But they're more like pirates and stuff than soldiers.
Well, whatever. They're warriors.
And the unreleased Morgor, the Bone Dragon,
Never released.
never released.
Sadly.
sad.
Yeah, that toy line and show ended quickly.
You know, one I had a lot of, I was thinking about the other day. It was really cool, but was not around for very long. Do you remember Jason the Wheeled Warriors?
Yeah.
Those things are fucking awesome.
I don't.
Jason, what?
They were the Wheeled Warriors. They had these cool cars that had different pieces you could take off and pop on. Like they each had like their own special gimmick. Like the leader had like a grabby claw, and then they'd have different guns and stuff you could put on them. And then they had different wheels you could switch in and out.
Sounds
And then the
vaguely
bad
familiar.
guys were these like evil plants that turned into cars.
Okay.
Either way, it was really cool. I digress from the movie here, but
It's kind of like a precursor to Mad Max.
I mean, Jace has about the right hairstyle.
yeah. None of the humans in that looked even close to acceptable, if I remember properly.
Yeah, probably
but,
not.
Oh, I'm
but
sure.
the vehicles were cool. So anyway, all right. So he gets a skeleton warrior, and his 2 brothers, which might I say, it's quite refreshing that they're actually just decent people for the most part.
Yeah.
Typical
At
brothers.
most, one of them like blackmails Omri to get his own thing that was stolen from him back.
Yeah, it is really the most, like, sad attempt at douchebaggery.
Yeah,
It's just realistic shitty brother.
they leave him alone. They give him stuff. Like, at one point, they're in his room, and what gets done to them is so much worse than, like, what they were doing. But anyway, so Mom's like, I'll find a key for that cupboard that your brother just gave you, because I save keys.
So, real talk.
That's just what Mom does.
It's found on the side of the road, this cupboard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, his brother just saw it and was like,
found
give it to Omri.
No, yeah, it's your birthday. I got you something. Might be a dead mouse in it.
He was on his way home and remembered it was his brother.
I was just going to say that. I'm just walking home like, oh shit, it's his brother's birthday today, isn't it? Let's look in this trash pile. This cupboard's acceptable.
It was like outside of the store that the Mugwai was from.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was this little Mo mullet kid taking a dump in this cupboard. I took it from him.
So
And that's how he got his rad.
Yeah.
Listeners at home, email us. Does anybody just save keys? I mean, I failed to take keys off of my keyring that no longer do anything. So I have a bunch of keys that don't work, but I've never been like, I'm going to collect these.
That's why everybody thinks you're a janitor.
Yeah.
I know
That and the
people
smell.
do this.
Mm-hmm.
I am not one of them, but I know it happens.
I can see it if you like find a key in your house and you're like, I don't know what this goes to. I'm going to keep it just in case.
Yeah.
So,
But not like I'm going to start a collection.
Wait, I don't know. Was it really that, or was it more just these are old keys that I don't know what they do anymore, so I threw them in the drawer.
well, the mom seems to know like a story behind each of them, or at least the one that gets selected.
So she talks about the one that gets selected. She's like, oh, my grandma gave this to me as she was dying. So
No. She picked it up and because her grandmother didn't have anything, so she picked up the key and was like, I want this.
More than anything. So
Yeah.
all I imagined was she's actually like choking her grandmother out like Smeagol with his brother or cousin or whatever, and he's just choking her out like,
Over
I
the
want
precious.
this more than anything.
It's the key to her medicine cabinet.
Her spirit now inhabits the key.
It's the key to her chastity belt.
So anyway, one of Omri's brothers is like, I'll go take him skateboarding. And then that's when Omri's friend Patrick is just like, here, I got you this Indian.
Patrick
Obviously
being
stolen from the
yeah.
school diorama.
No, a couple other kids at school been throwing these at me.
Yeah, Omri's like, all right, I guess that's cool. Omri's polite about it. He's like, you gave me just a shitty
Might
gift,
not
but
have
whatever.
much. Yeah, you might not have. You might not have much.
Everybody just
Yeah.
gives me their garbage, apparently. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where it really shows like that. I'm not certain, but I'm assuming the book was written quite a while ago.
I don't know.
Let's look it up.
Find out, yeah.
But yeah, because it feels like this is definitely one of those like these would have been really nice birthday gifts in like I don't know, the
That
40s or
cupboard
some
will
shit.
last the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can put my war
It was
rations in
published
it.
in 1980.
Oh well.
I can put my war rations in
No,
this
but
cupboard.
here's what I assume is that, like, so I'm a collector. So when I was growing up, people would just give me crap. Like, you collect stuff, here's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just random stuff.
I don't fully understand what stuff you collect, so I'm just going to take a shot in the
I'm
dark.
just going to give you a thing and assume...
You're a little rat child.
yeah.
Put this in your
Here, put it
nest.
in your nest. Yep.
But, dear readers,
Disgusting crow person. Here you go.
you know how one man's trash is another man's magic tiny Indian guy? Because he's like, what am I going to put in this cupboard? And his mom's like, put the Indian in there.
Right.
That she just found in his pants.
Puts his trash in this other trash.
Yeah. Just put all your trash together, I'll
Then you
throw
can
it out.
throw it
next
away
week.
all at once.
That is the other thing. Like, so on their own, all these birthday gifts sucked, but it put together,
That
they're
skeleton
amazing.
warrior and that skateboard were pretty awesome.
Why didn't you put the skeleton warrior in the...
But we never see him skateboard.
Okay, not all
Yeah.
of them, but like
Yeah, that's the thing. He didn't actually skateboard one time in this movie. He just sat there with the skateboard.
That
What if in the-
child, Hal, something is not capable of skateboarding.
What if in the third act he had to skateboard to go save Little Bear, like from getting thrown in the dumpster or something?
Yeah.
That's when I just would have turned the movie off. Like, oh, it's one of these.
That is true. It's like this movie was very well restrained for a 90s movie.
It really was. It was pretty much just the hairstyles.
Yeah. That helmet that his mom gave him That was a very 90s helmet. If this was an 80s movie, wouldn't even have the helmet.
No, definitely not.
Mom would have never even thought to buy it.
You mean his hair?
Yeah, that would have been enough.
All of those soft, fluffy helmets in this movie.
So he sits down to read some Stuart Little with his mom. Then he goes to bed. His dad just comes in and gives him a kiss and walks out. And then he wakes up to just weird noises in the cupboard.
Sure.
And there's a very scared little Indian man inside this cupboard. And Omri goes to, boop him with his finger, and he gets fucking shanked by the Indian guys.
It's good, because that's that face.
That's consent.
Yeah.
That damn face.
It's called consent,
Yeah.
Omri.
You don't just
ask the
go
man.
poking tiny Native American men
Right.
with your finger.
Especially not with that face.
Yeah.
That's a face that says, no good.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, don't go up and poke anybody with your finger.
You wait till the Trump administration before that's okay.
Yeah. He then
poke him by the. Never mind. Anyway,
wakes
him by
up
the
the next day, and sees the little Native American guy, looking all scared. Guy, I'm gonna keep calling him Indian. I'm sorry.
they do in the movie.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
It's called the Indian in the cupboard.
Or like
Not the Indian that gave this kid a Native American.
So this guy's
toy
name
for his
is
birthday.
Little Bear. So Little Bear's, gets introduced, talks about, he thinks that Omri's a great spirit. Little Bear's trying to cope with, this new world where he's really tiny. And he closes the door and locks it because his dad's coming in the room. And then
Which doesn't seem suspicious at all.
yeah. And then he goes off to school, and this had to have been the longest day of school ever. Because you're like, at home, I have a magic little bear, waiting for me in my crappy
right.
cupboard.
I gotta get home and check out my little bear.
Yeah. So you see him basically just fidgeting at school like I do right before it's time to punch out from work. And then he bolts home and, unlocks the cabinet, and it's just back to a figurine. And Omri is fucking devastated. He's at dinner, crying into his whatever that was. He was trying to eat spaghetti. Yeah. And,
Wouldn't you just try and close it and open it again?
one would think, but he was just too crushed. So he goes upstairs, falls asleep between his parents, and we get a little foreshadowing because we see that one of his brothers has a pet rat in a ball crawling around the house.
Yep.
And
Apropos of nothing, really.
but he wakes up and opens the cabinet again, and lo and behold, Little Bear is back. He's from 1761. So Omri's like, all right, cool. I'm going to, give you this plastic teepee to live in. And Little Bear's like, fuck you, kid.
Yeah, it's very like, you're an Indian. You sleep in teepees, right?
Yes, there you go.
You're all the
he's-
same.
He's like, what the hell is this?
This is literally all the knowledge I have about you and your
Yeah.
people.
Because all Indians sleep in teepees. So he puts it inside the cabinet, and it at least turns into an actual cloth teepee. I didn't know teepees just have a bottom.
They probably don't.
So yeah,
I doubt.
because I'm pretty sure you start a fire in the middle of them. I don't know. Maybe there are some that do. Either way, he's like, yeah, just sleep in here. The kid, Little Bear's like, fuck you, I live in a longhouse.
Yeah.
So Little Bear's got the urge to build. And meanwhile, though, Omri here is like, I got the urge to play God. I'm just going to cram a whole bunch of figures in this cabinet and unleash utter chaos. So he picked a pretty good lineup.
Oh, yeah.
It gets weaker as it goes on, but it starts off really strong. So you got Darth Vader, you got a T-Rex, you got an Army Man, you got RoboCop, you got Quark from Deep Space Nine, and then just a random Cardassian. And so he opens up the cabinet.
Was it actually Quark?
I'm pretty sure it was. It could have just been a Ferengi, but
Might as well, though.
they all look the same to me. Simultaneous racism.
Yeah. But I'm also curious because that's another Buffy connection.
Yeah, that's the principal.
Oh.
Wait, he played the principal? Because he's only ever a Quark. He can't really not be. He looks the same with or without the makeup.
Tell that to Sunnydale High. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not telling anything.
So anyway, so he opens up the cabinet and chaos is just, running supreme here. You got Darth Vader swinging a lightsaber at a T-Rex. The army guys climbing down from the top shelf to the bottom shelf. You got like I think the Cardassian has a whip. He's trying to whip Quark, and RoboCop's just shooting everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. So I don't understand the rules of the cupboard at this point. Because the first day it just didn't work. The second time or whatever.
Well, because he closed it and opened it again, so then he was just a figure, and he didn't think to close it again.
Yeah, it worked every time.
Mm-hmm.
It worked every time.
So wait, he just didn't close it properly after that, or?
Well, I think he closed it and he didn't open it for a while. So poor little bear was just trapped in there for a long time, probably.
Okay.
Suffocating.
Mm-hmm.
Like purgatory.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, now you got this giant rumble going on there. So Omri just closes the door, returns them all to his figures.
He gets unnecessarily upset. He was scared.
Yeah, Omri's got more of a conscience than I do, because I got a feeling it wouldn't be till one of my figures died. Then I would have felt bad.
Well, but it's not so much. Does he have a conscience, or is he just kind of a little bitch?
Yeah.
I think he's just kind
He's
of
a little soft.
Funny how often those overlap.
Wow.
I mean,
One man's little bitch is one man's
a lot of times it just looks
good guy.
Looks
Brian,
that
you've
way.
clearly been gone for too long.
Yeah. So anyway,
No, okay. Well, let's
just anarchy.
So now, how does this work? Are these people from the past being transported into these bodies? Are these...
Yeah. So Darth Vader from the past was Yeah, I don't know. It
Darth
doesn't
Vader
really,
from 1977.
doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
that's the weird thing. So it's are they characters out of history? Or are they just characters? Does that figure just have a story built into
So
it?
does that mean that the freaking Darth Vader just he popped off the movie set and was like, oh my god, there's Tyrannosaurus
Yeah,
here.
I mean, technically, well, not with Star Trek, but Darth Vader is from a long time ago, far, far away. So is the T-Rex. So is the Army Man,
I mean,
but not RoboCop.
the Tyrannosauruses are not fictional.
Well,
We didn't get to talk
technically,
to Darth
RoboCop's
Vader.
from the
so.
80s. That is in the past.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
But, it is... So are we just led to believe that instead these are, some kind of American Girl doll situation where someone was like, I'm going to make this small ceramic Indian, but I'm going to write a whole story about his family died of smallpox?
Yeah.
Maybe that was on his little package that he came in.
God damn it.
It is a good question.
Or maybe that was what the diagram, or the diorama, there was a story with that, maybe? That was an Iroquois diorama?
Maybe.
There's got to be more than that,
I like
because
how-
then the cowboy has whole...
I like how it also never comes
History.
up that these toys are just stolen from the school.
Mhm.
It's never mentioned.
No one even friggin' notices. He puts a damn skeleton in that diorama.
Yeah, that
no one
classroom or
notices.
wherever looks abandoned as fuck.
It's true.
They cut funding and history.
It's
was
not
the
even the
first
same
one.
school.
Yeah.
It's just down the street. It's an old abandoned asylum.
It's near where the batteries not included house is.
Set for demolition.
And so also his friend Patrick, right?
Yeah.
So he's just a klepto? Was that the deal, or...?
Yeah, well, I mean,
He's
all
a
Indians
shit.
are.
Well,
Okay, we're gonna cut that out.
I wish.
If we could censor it with my voice overloading the subwoofer from 4, that would be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome.
It's doesn't work out well for us where the most racist person is also the person that edits the
Yeah, I know.
podcast.
If there's any editors out there, please contact us at theforiumpodcast@gmail.com.
We will pay you
Because
handsomely.
I can't tell you how much I love any time Rob says something really terrible. It just cuts to Joe going, He-Man and Skeletor!
Was that what that was earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
right on the OR of Skeletor. It
Yeah.
just blew out the subwoofer.
Did we record that?
Yeah, well, I didn't save it.
Okay.
So
Aw.
no, technically,
Damn.
don't have
All right, so anyway, let's move this along.
We could easily make it happen again.
Well, we got farts. We can put in farts.
Yeah.
So we
Free
learned
Netflix.
that Little Bear, his wife, has died of smallpox. Well, we don't know of smallpox yet, but that Little Bear's wife has died.
And child.
Yeah, he's decided to stay because he's like, what the fuck else am I going to do? Even though I'm tiny here. This is a pretty awesome trip I'm on. So, He's like, all right, I'm going to take you outside in this cool Lego set, this Sonic Security Space Police set. I'm going to go grab this random planter and some sticks and whatnot, and we're going to make you a habitat.
Does he grab his dad's tools?
He grabs saw blades from somewhere. Yeah, and like some nails and twine and stuff.
What kind of saw blade? I guess I missed that. What kind of
Yeah,
saw
I'm not
blades
sure
did he
where
get?
exactly that happens.
Yeah, like how could Little Bear even like pick those up?
Right.
So
Ridiculous.
His irresponsible ass, though, is watching Little Bear who's getting fucking attacked by a bird. It would be like a griffin to him. And he's just got his little knife. So Little Bear gets wounded.
I believe it's the rock in native
Good call.
mythology.
So, yeah. Little Bear gets wounded. Takes Little Bear inside. Gets this guy, Tommy the medic. Steals him from his brother's. I thought he grabbed his brother's stash at first. Because I'm like, what is in that chest? But it's just some like World War I army guys. Gets a medic. The medic heals Little Bear. Is also, there's that whole like all Indians go how. And he puts his hand up and does that, and like Little Bear's just like how. So they put Tommy back. They just tell him he's having a dream. And now, they go to bed, wake up the next morning. Little Bear's excited about building, but he needs some tools and he needs some breakfast. So do we want to issue a Fat Chat foul or citation here for the choice of feeding him granola and cranberries? Cranberries are good.
So here's the thing. That's what he asked for.
Yeah.
It's hard to... he could have been like, you're going to get sausage. Like, that's... Deal with it.
You could have rocked this guy's world with a sausage.
This meal.
You might want to rethink your choice of words there, Joe.
You could just quote me on that. Just play that over and over again. No, but...
So the next time this comes out on DVD, it's going to have Rob saying it's not that bad or whatever, and you saying you could rock this guy's world with sausage.
No, but he thinks you're a god at this point.
Right.
Just be like, fucking boom, sausage.
Cooked eggs.
So
Yeah.
like, this is a meal named after a Revolutionary War hero, Captain Crunch.
I'd like to introduce you to my friend, Apple Juice.
Yeah, let me show you how the gods eat. Just fucking bury them in cereal.
Tastes
Oops,
orange,
all
bitch.
Little Bears.
Here's some bacon. You can eat it. You can make a house out of it. You can use it like a blanket.
Whatever.
Oops, all
Try that
berries,
shit.
son. I got your cranberries. They're crunchy.
All right, so...
Or
Chris.
just get the guy a muffin.
Yeah.
You just eat his way into hollowing it out and making a house.
So I'm saying, like, this is a yellow card. This is like a warning, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Don't go to your mom and ask for granola. Just stop being an asshole.
Because now, you see poor Little Bear here is eating, like, a thing of granola the size of his head, trying to look like this is an acceptable breakfast.
Right.
He's trying to chew this damn thing, which is essentially the equivalent of eating a rock.
Yeah.
You gotta get some yogurt with that, I think.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the biggest problem here is granola's hard enough to eat when you're a grown-ass adult.
Yeah.
But when it's bigger than your friggin' head, forget it.
Now, I'm not even talking that much shit about granola, but I'm thinking you had an opportunity to, like, really impress the little Indian living in your room.
Yeah, it's true.
Here's
You
some,
fucked it up.
I don't know, grape nuts.
So now he goes...
Break your teeth.
He takes a knight, throws the knight in the cupboard, turns the knight alive just to steal his axe, slam the cupboard back in his face, turn him back into a figure.
It's terrible.
What a dick.
And we were thinking, like, what if the knight was in the middle of a battle and then that happened?
Yeah.
He's just like, what the fuck? Then he comes back, he doesn't have an axe anymore.
I think we didn't actually watch the credits.
Mm-hmm.
We should have, because maybe there's like a post-credit scene where Doctor Strange shows up and he's like, kid, you've been screwing everything up. I
Screw
gotta
up the
take you out.
timeline.
Yeah, no, Owen Wilson pops in and is like, I'm sorry, dude. You fucked with the timeline.
You gotta get pruned.
Yeah, we gotta prune you.
Ka-chow.
So, he gives Little Bear the axe. And I will say props also in that, like, it's an actual authentic-looking axe and not one of the stupid double-bladed ones that make no sense. It actually has, like, a hammer on the other end and a spike on the top. But anyway,
That's important.
sets Little Bear to build mode and goes off to school. And he's, we're doing like a share circle sort of thing where we're reading from our journals. And you get this one girl, Emily, she's talking about how the Punisher is the jewel of her collection, and she's looking for that Wolverine card. And you're like, good job, Emily.
You're going to have a lot of fun around 20, mid-20 teens.
It's going to be rough for you for about a decade, and then
it will be your time.
Well, yeah, the Wolverine part might still get a little
the Wolverine part still gets At least she's not looking for Cyclops.
That's true.
To be fair, the Punisher part is going to be a bit rough, too, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so then you get this other kid who's just talking about JFK, and you better like hearing about JFK, because we come back to this kid a lot. JFK, he's a paradigm of all things amazing.
Yeah.
I do hope it's like included in his report about how JFK like slept with a bunch of women and stuff. And
we never hear about that part, but I'm sure there is that awkward moment where he's like saying like, oh, he had this other girl, Marilyn Monroe, that liked to sleep over a lot, and the teacher's like, okay, Billy,
enough of that.
You can just cut that out.
I also like to think, at least in my head canon, that this was the beginnings of him growing up to be one of those people that has like a blog now about JFK conspiracies and shit.
He's Q.
Yeah. Yes.
So
he's on Joe Rogan every other.
Yeah, he is Joe Rogan.
So now Omri gets up there, and he's just like, yo, I got a little Indian man. I brought him to life with my magic cupboard and my magic key. And
okay, you're going to the nurse.
Yeah. So the teacher's just like, that's some great imagination. Because he's probably heard like 30 other fucking stories about JFK and this other stuff. And, I guess it was a good change of pace for the teacher. But you see his friend Patrick, the actual Indian, who gave him the Native American figure. And he looks at Omri like, you motherfucker, what are you doing with that cupboard? Like, you turned my Indian alive?
First of all, tell them about the shit I stole for you, all right?
I told you to shut the fuck up, Omri.
They haven't noticed yet. We put lumbar in there. Well, this is lumbar.
Limburger?
Limburger. We put lumbar support in there, and no one
lumber.
noticed yet.
Lombard.
So anyway, he's looking at Omri like, don't you worry, I will fuck this up for you. So now he goes and he steals another Native American from the diorama, this one with a bow, and puts his new skeleton figure that he just got for his birthday in there as a trade.
Hey, your brother got your brother spent his allowance money on that, you little shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the new figure he takes home looks kind of chiefly, I would say, right? A little older looking, got a bow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also,
we're getting there.
What the fuck are we doing? Like, put that skeleton warrior in there and you have yourself a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch him beat the shit out of Little Bear. Let your figures kill each other for sport.
And not one teacher notices that this four-armed skeleton is terrorizing this diorama for at least another 48 hours.
I'd like to see this Toy Story version of that when no one's around.
Never noticed, right?
As far as
I mean, the movie takes place over the course of 4 or 5 days, so it's not there for that long, but it's still
it's noticeable.
You should notice, yeah. It's not even like you put it in the background or anything.
No,
it's prominently displayed.
Yeah, I think that's a true testament to how little these teachers care, because they're just walking down the hallway not paying attention to shit.
So this movie's like, it gives you like a fair amount of whimsy, and you're like, movie, this might be too much whimsy, and it's like, don't worry, we're gonna bring this down to earth real fast. So like, this old guy, this Indian of the Mohawk tribe, he's sitting there with his bow. He comes alive. Freaking giant ass Omri just reaches his mitts in there, just yanks the bow out of his hand, and then goes to close the door. But he's like, "No, I want to watch this guy suffer." And this old man just has a damn heart attack, looking at this giant white kid and just stole his bow.
Yeah, just drops dead.
And it just dies right there.
Nice.
Oh, and also, Little Bear was like, "Oh, I want to watch. I want to see the magic." And he's like, "That was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be."
Is that as magical as you had hoped?
He died of a broken heart.
Sick shit.
But Little Bear's a fucking warrior. He's just like, yeah, that guy died. Let's bury him. Whatever. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, he needs burial.
Omri's like, what the fuck? I've never seen death before.
I can't bury him.
I don't know what's going on.
My grandparents are still alive. I've not seen death.
He's like, don't people die here? He's like, well, we never see them.
What?
Yeah. And fucking, this is the first of many times in this movie where Little Bear becomes pissy. Because he's like, you shouldn't do magic you can't understand.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And
You kind of suck at life.
yeah.
You cook like a woman.
He's like, you're afraid of death? You are a child. And then
Kid's
he
like,
walks off. The kid's like, are you mad at me? And he's just like, bleh. And this is also one of the many scenes that's cut short by an adult yelling for Omri to come downstairs.
Yeah, a lot.
Put your pants on. We got to go to school.
That's right.
Well, no, because Omri's got to, like, answer for the theft of the saw blades. First off, how does the dad know that Omri took the saw blades? Why does Omri admit to taking the saw blades? That's a little white lie. You're out of that.
I mean, but presumably they're just sitting there in his room still.
Maybe they are.
I don't even know what these saw blades
But
looked like.
if
We
that
never
were the
saw him
case,
take
then the
them.
dad would have, like, had them. Because the dad's like, where are they? And he's like, I buried them.
What would you pick?
Well, yeah, why would you do that? He's like, those are my things. And the dad, and he's just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you should tell me something.
This kid is seeing a counselor.
Yeah.
And he just says to his dad, well, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Go unbury those shits.
Yeah, I want you to dig up my saw.
I want you to take a look around for one last time. Your eyes are about to be swollen shut. That's what I want you to do.
Stop taking my things without permission. I want you to definitely not just bury them randomly in the yard like you're a fucking dog.
And I want you to get this 23andMe thing because I don't believe you're actually my child.
Yeah.
And I'm not fully
I want
convinced you're human.
To tell me how my knuckles taste, because I'm going to ram them into your mouth. So, either way, this makes very little sense here, this next plot device. But, like, Dad's like, all right, let's go to the hardware store. We'll go get more. And Omri's like, Dad, I'm not a baby. I can go to the hardware store by myself. Like, I can't go to the hardware store by myself and buy saw blades. That God knows what they go to.
Yeah.
Dad just gives Omri a 5 spot and is like, yeah, just go get me new saw blades. You took them.
Dad, I just watched a man die. I'll go take the saw. I'll go get your saw blades.
Like, you should know, man, that, like, there's no way Omri isn't fucking this up.
Dad, I became a man today. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. There's a little man in my room. He's shown me things.
So now he goes and he walks past the Twin Towers on his way to the hardware store.
Yes.
And,
Spider-Man's making a
Foreshadows
web in
exactly
between
what
them.
kind of disaster we're in store for.
Oh,
so he just gets
come on.
probably the first thing hanging in the store that says saw on it.
It was candy.
Yeah, there's no way he got what his father wanted.
He got 6 ring pops.
No, it wasn't even candy because fucking Mohawk over here doesn't want it either.
That's true.
'Cause
Well, maybe it's shitty candy.
Yeah, right as he's he bought like circus peanuts.
He got a bag full of Charleston chews.
Because right as
Bit
he's
better
leaving the
honey.
store, fucking punk ass kid over here with a mohawk comes charging over, slams him into the wall. He's like, "Give me what you got." And he's like, "What the hell's this?" He's buying tools.
He bought $8 worth of wax lips.
And then he's like, "Give me the money," and like takes Omri's change and gives him an Indian burn.
Which looks like it's 12 cents. He just-
Yeah.
Then he walks off, and Omri hits him with just the sickest retort. Just informs the child that he does not deserve that hair.
You don't deserve that hair. Like, what?
The music has a dramatic swell and everything.
I think that's supposed to be a Native American related thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I under.
It's one thing.
You're right, but it's not been explained to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was one of those things like the Dothraki where they don't cut they cut the hair when they lose or
Right.
something like that. But like this kid just had a shitty like mohawk, just one of the many 90s shitty haircuts that no one deserved.
Not even a mohawk. Because it wasn't tall or anything.
It was just shaved sides.
Shaved on the sides and just a patch. It looked like he had a pubic landing strip on the top of his head.
I could be totally wrong here, but I have a feeling in the book there's probably some conversation about the Native Americans look and like what the
I can
meaning
see
of
that.
it is. And,
Yeah.
Right.
and the movie just kind of cut that out or something.
Well, like,
so
give him a ponytail or a top knot or something. Like,
You don't deserve that tomahawk.
all those 90 kids running around with top knots.
I mean, yeah, that was 2000s, but
That's right.
still, like,
Now,
just
no,
to
that's
watch
man buns.
to watch one ridiculous hair say to another ridiculous hair that they don't deserve their ridiculous hair. It's like a ridiculous hair off.
No,
The
to be
pot calling
fair,
the kettle black.
no. To be fair, this kid deserves this haircut. He's
guess.
earned it.
So now Omri just collapses in tears, and he's brought out of his little crying fit by Patrick, who shows up with a cowboy on a horse figurine, and he's like, "To go with your Indian." But Patrick knows. He's like, "I'm gonna turn this fucking cowboy."
Right? He's got
He's
a
got
a
like
real
ulterior
man.
motive.
Also, do you still need some saws? Because I stole a couple of those too.
Yeah.
Just swiping shit left and right.
And then Patrick's, on the prowl with his mom and, his sister and a papoose. So they're like, let's walk Omri home and just walk in the house.
Right.
And just leave Omri fucking crying and kicking a basketball in the foyer while we just walk around his house.
Well, to be fair, we don't see Patrick's father. Do you think that baby in the papoose is Omri's dad's? Oh,
Yes, definitely.
little half brother running
I
around.
don't want to speculate.
He was doing his own little magic trick in the cupboard.
We got probably the most important scene of this film to talk about it as it relates to this podcast.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that really
Coming
stuck
up.
out in my mind.
Yeah.
So Omri's like, "Oh yeah, there's a fucking Indian upstairs, and my brothers are upstairs. Let's run up there because who knows what's going on there." So his brothers have the longhouse that Little Bear built, which by the way is a pretty impressive build.
Yeah, it's nice.
And they're like, "Holy crap! How did Omri build this? He's like retarded. Like how did he do this?
He's literally useless.
Yeah. He's a miniature savant.
So like Little Bear went and hid, luckily, but they're like, looking at it with the magnifying glass that Omri stole from his brother. And Omri's like, "What are you doing in my room?" And his brother, fair retort, is like, "Why do you have my figures? Why do you have my magnifying glass? What else of mine have you stolen?"
All of your socks crunchy.
So
I took them, I broke them, and I buried them in the yard.
so now you see the rat
How is he not on medication?
that we saw before. He should be right after this. This is the moment where his parents are like,
For
"We
sure.
need to calm him down," because the rat is going around in his rat ball, exploring in Omri's room, and Omri's like, "Oh no, that's gonna find and run over Little Bear, I guess." So Omri's just like, "Get this thing out of my room," and the brothers are like, whatever.
Right.
And he fucking football kicks this rat. The ball easily leaves the ground, travels probably 20 feet down the
Kicks it
hall.
so hard.
So hard.
It's not like a nudge. He if he were Charlie Brown, Lucy would be pulling this thing away at the last second. He's got a wind up on it.
Yeah, he was going to try to score 3 points with this.
He was trying to score the winning goal in the World
Yeah.
Cup with this rat ball.
So,
Life is precious, but not yours. Wow.
so this poor rat,
He bends this rat like Beckham.
it's not done. It's not done because not only does it fly like 20 feet across the hallway, it hits, ricochets, and starts falling down the stairs, and it bounces down like every freaking stair.
And every time you just hear squeak, squeak, squeak.
And then, like, rockets across the stairwell into the foyer we was kicking the stupid basketball around before. Hits that, and then you see this poor rat puppet. Centrifugal force has pinned it against the wall at this point, as this thing's spinning around like a tornado in there. And the only thing I can be thinking while watching this is I'm like, I can't wait to hear what Rob says about this puppet.
It was amazing. I mean, I was lost for words. And the only thing that could have topped it off was maybe like little sprays of rat vomit shooting out of the holes in the ball, or just blood.
Yeah. Because honestly, like I can't think of another movie we've watched other than maybe Hudson Hawk, where they launched the little terrier out the window with the tennis ball. Where there's anything even close to this. And it comes out of nowhere. You're like, that fucking escalated real quick.
Yeah, it legit was out of nowhere.
Yeah, to the point where you're like, that rat's dead.
Yeah, he's super dead. This is no way.
Yeah, you're like, he just murdered their rat. And they just go running off out of concern for their rat. There's no, like, beatings or anything. It's like the brothers are just, like, being good brothers for the most
They're
part.
scared for their lives.
Yeah.
And the parents don't bring it up at all.
Yeah, they're legitimately, like, they were just like, this is a cool little house in here.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to check it out. And you fucking kicked my rat across the house and down 2 floors.
So, like, it apparently didn't occur to him that, like, he could just pick it up, put it outside, and close his door. Like,
No
problem solved. Nope. We need to kick this thing the fuck out.
They won't learn anything if I just put it outside.
All right, so the brothers leave. And now he finds Little Bear hiding under the radiator. And Little Bear is just like, you motherfucker.
It's like, you are a psychopath.
These guys come in here, stole my house,
Uh-huh.
let this creature on the loose. What are you doing? Now you're going to go make more magic guys? And, like, Omri's like, no. We're not making any more guys. Patrick in the background, though, he's like, yeah, we're making some guys.
Sure we are.
He's like, show me how your cupboard works. Let's put this cowboy in there. And now we get our second character coming out of the cupboard. Well, technically, I guess he's not the second, but he's the second, like, main guy.
He's the only other speaking character
Yeah.
that comes out of there.
So we meet Boo-Hoo Boone, the cowboy. Comes galloping out, falls off his horse, falls off the table. Omri does like a leaping grab to catch him.
So he doesn't immediately die on entering the real world.
Writing these backstories,
He's
these characters.
He's got some thoughts on native peoples. You know?
Yeah, they're pretty problematic, as
Yeah,
we would
no.
say in 2021.
The first brown person he saw, he pulls his gun out and shoots Patrick right in the
he
face.
shoots Patrick in the face.
Like right in the face. And Patrick's just for a good minute, he's just there like, he shot me.
Bullet doesn't even penetrate his skin, as far as we can tell. But
Omri like picks it off of him or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Oh, if we got him in the eye.
that'd be great.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, so Little Bear's like, yo, you literally just said you weren't going to do that. You gave in to your friend like a little wiener.
yeah, because you're a little wiener.
Yeah.
He is, but at the same time, I would also be like, all right, if you were watching that, you saw I had no part in that, right? Like, that wasn't me.
It's like, why don't you just keep your key in your pocket where people can't just randomly go up and mess
Why are
with
you,
this
why are you
thing?
telling your friends about your magic cupboard?
It's obviously very powerful.
So, friggin', Patrick's like, I own that cowboy now. He is my person.
That's right, I brought him to life.
Yeah.
Just like Jurassic Park.
So, Omri's like, all right, well, let him stay here for tonight, and then I'll bring him to school tomorrow for you to take him, I guess.
When he got shot, did he go, ooh, that hurt, John?
Yes.
All right, so he's like, Little Bear, quit your bitching. I know what you want to do. You want to get back inside this little Lego set box and go kill a deer on the lawn.
What?
So he just presumably turns one of his toy figures, like a toy deer, alive for the explicit purpose of Little Bear killing it.
Sure, I've got toy deer, right? Everybody.
Yeah, you know, everyone
Says
was
those
crazy
around.
for Teenage Mutant Ninja Deer in
Deer.
the 90s.
Yeah.
So many questions
Yeah,
here.
yeah, Little Bear's out there chasing Wingnut and Screwloose around the backyard.
You sure you don't want to hunt like a velociraptor there, Little Bear?
Shoots Donatello in the head.
Turtle soup. But one, I really wanted him, like, I let loose the deer and I let loose you after. I don't know why he did this in the backyard to begin with. Makes no sense. But two, I wanted it to just get away. And, like, the end of the movie, there's just suddenly an outbreak. There's, like, 50 tiny deer somehow, like, gave birth.
Brooklyn has been
Tomorrow.
overtaken by a swarm of miniature deer.
Having a weird thing. Like, there's tick-sized deer everywhere. I don't know what that's about.
Well, yeah, and he lets him on the loose to hunt, and then he just leaves him unattended because he's like, that didn't end in fucking disaster last time when the bird attacked him.
Sure.
He's got a bow this time. He's fine.
It's negligent.
Yeah. So then he goes and hides his brother's rat ball And I believe Rob and Will at this point were like, isn't the rat dead? Like, do you need to
Yeah,
hide
like,
that
why
at
would
this
you need
point?
to hide that?
So he goes and he buries that in like the laundry hamper. Then he comes back. At this point, Little Bear has killed the deer and is saying like a prayer over the deer's body. And so Omri decides to take the dead old man Indian that he's had in his pocket this whole time.
Just jammed in his pocket.
And bury him with a trowel. And, say the same exact prayer.
Because he's going to eat him.
Yeah, because he's going to eat him.
But to be fair, he does use all the parts.
Well, this is, again, to my other point I was wondering about. I was like, I want to see the movie where the dad goes out to mow, like, the next weekend or whatever. And it's like, what is this tiny deer carcass? And wait, these are my saw blades? And a little man? What the fuck is happening?
That's a decaying little man.
I'm pretty sure I just shredded a little man with a lawnmower.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's nighttime. He shoved Boone. 'Cause Boone was being just unreasonable.
Yeah.
After he saw that that little bear was there, he's like, "I'm going to kill that savage." And so Omri threw him in one of his clothes drawers, and locked him in there. And then he Actually, I think he did start the fight between them because I think he put Boone's horse by Little Bear.
Right.
Oh, yeah?
Even though Little Bear was like, I don't ride horses, my people walk. But he's like, well, Boone shouldn't have this, I guess, so fuck him.
Yeah, notice he didn't take his gun away, though.
Nope. No, you
Let's
can
leave
keep
that.
So, yeah, he goes to bed. His mom comes in. He's afraid of the dark, so, he normally has his door open, but, he actually wants it closed tonight.
He's a man now.
He's a man now, yeah.
That's right.
He's played God. He's no longer afraid of...
I've had at least 2 other men in my bed at this point, Mom. I don't need the light
He
anymore.
stared death in the face.
So, he talks to Little Bear. Little Bear's like, yo, I want a wife. And then, he's like, all right, I'll think about it. Goes to bed, wakes up to just a fucking battle right by one of his shoes. You got, Boone has taken cover behind, Omri's shoe and is shooting at Little Bear, who's firing arrows into the light up heel on his shoe. I thought that was pretty cool when the arrow hit it, how it blinked.
Nice.
Yeah,
touch.
that's cute.
Yep. Boone also just sucks. Like, his horse goes running off because he's like, this is stupid. This guy's firing arrows over here. I'm
Right.
leaving. So then Boone goes running after him, abandons his cover. Little Bear jumps up on top of the shoe and shoots Boone's hat off. And finally, Omri's just like, yo, stop fighting. I'm bigger than you. Grab Boone, put Boone up on the post of his bed. And he's like, look, we're going to have breakfast, then we're going to go to school. And he asks Boone what he wants for breakfast. And out of nowhere, Little Bear's just like, yeah, Omri cooks food like a woman. He's just like, dude, what the hell?
So explain something to me, Little Bear.
Yeah.
You just sent your nephew out to the woods to take care of himself. Does he not cook his own food? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, also, that deer that you just killed, you're going to wait for your woman to cook it for you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Is he referring to just like the granola, like you think? Like, oh, he gave me granola like a
Like
woman.
a woman. But he asked for granola. He said, bring me granola and cranberries and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I mean, I would have just flicked him right in his little beanbag.
Might have killed him.
Yeah, there
Just
you
so
go.
hard he leaves the ground.
Goes into testicular shock.
I mean, Omri's wearing that old man's dick like a little tiny necklace.
Like he's been in Vietnam.
Like taking a life.
So now, like, they're throwing around the class trash and stuff. Like, fucking Omri's like, all right, I'm gonna take Boone to school. Little Bear's like, white guy's going to school. He's like, I'm going to school too.
That's right.
And Omri's like, no, you'll hate it. And like, he's like, nope, I'm going.
There's books and stuff. You people, not really book folks.
The minute you're saying you people, you just stop.
Mm-hmm. So now we get the shot of poor Omri's mom walking him to school. And this kid is like walking along at a very, very slow pace because he's got this little like fanny pack thing that he's got Boone and Little Bear in.
He's walking like he's a turd is crowning out of his butt. And he's trying not to.
Yeah.
That is a good description of it. So he meets up with Patrick, and you see behind like a blurred like set of windows, like Patrick's just grabbing at his crotch and saying, "Give it to me."
Give it to me, baby.
And then you're just you're like watching that exchange for a little bit, and the teacher breaks it up. It's like, "Kids, you're at school. Come on,
Play grab ass at home.
Yeah.
That's from P's for.
So now, during school, Boone and Little Bear have to bond together in the fanny pack. 'Cause what the hell else are they going to do? This is when we find out that Little Bear's
Kill each other?
Yeah. This is when we find out that Little Bear's wife died of smallpox, and Boone, who is known as Boohoo Boone because it's easy to make him cry, has a good cry about it.
Yeah, they're like bonding in the fanny pack.
I also can't help it. Was thinking like, you guys can really die from that. Wow, I feel bad about all those blankets that gave out.
So, after class, Patrick, who has the fanny pack now, he's going to go show some other kids, like, the magic cupboard's effects there.
Right.
And then poor Omri stopped by his teacher, who's, trying to have a conversation with him about, governments with the native people, the Iroquois and whatnot. And finally, Omri just has to go, "No!" and run away from the teacher and, like, push Patrick, and the two of them start having, like, a 9-year-old battle.
A little sissy fight.
Yeah. And the teacher's like, "That's it. We're going to solve this right now. Open your pouch. Do it."
Present them.
And you get this, like, if you had no context and just saw this scene, it would be so weird as he's, like, looking down at Patrick's little pouch there. He's like, "Open it. Let me see that."
And Omri's having like an existential crisis, like freaking out, like
Yeah, and the music's building like.
And Omri's like, "They're only plastic people. Plastic."
Yeah, he's yelling out plastic with each line and leaning down further into the fanny pack on his friend's crotch.
He's just screaming into this kid's dick. Plastic. Just plastic.
So Boone and Little Bear get the hint, and they hold still as they get pulled out.
And this again, I'm not trying to insult anyone or anything, but like at this point, this kid would be diagnosed with something. He's walking like he's shitting his pants. He's having a conversation with the teacher, but he can't keep eye contact. He starts screaming at his friend and then yelling at his dick. Like, you would have a conversation with him, the counselor, maybe a medical professional. Like, he would be on some medication.
So, either way, they get home. Omri decides Patrick's going to sleep over. He also put, I believe he was, what was it? It was Lawrence Limburger was the figure that he put in the diorama to steal a wife for Little Bear. And they go over to Little Bear and they're like, "Look, we got you a wife, patow." And Boone's like, "Hey, I'll take one of those too."
You have a horse.
So, but
we're not talking right now.
So
she kicks back.
Their plans are dashed, however, because his brothers have taken the cupboard. So he goes upstairs.
Oh no!
And he's like, "Where's the cupboard?" And they'll be like, "Where's my rat ball? Why did you kick my rat downstairs?
Why did you definitely kill my rat?
Where's my rat's dead body, Omri?
Yeah, the rat I have now is not the same rat I had before.
Where's Mr. Scrumptions?
How many things have you buried in the yard?"
Where's Mr. Skriddlediddles, huh? He's dead.
I'm going through 4 rats because of you. You need to cut it the hell out. Give me back the ball.
What are you doing with all that granola?
In your room.
So
He's making a rat centipede.
So This little shit storms downstairs, goes to retrieve the ball from where he hid it in the laundry hamper. It's not there anymore, but he threw all of the laundry out of the hamper.
Right.
Sees that the ball is on the top of the washing machine, climbs up there, gets it, does not put any of that laundry back in the hamper.
I mean, it's dirty.
I also
anyway,
like
so who
this
cares?
implies the adults found it and we're just like, fuck the kids.
it, yeah.
Top shelf.
Yeah, his rat's probably dead.
Yeah. I heard that thing hit the bottom of the stairs and I was at work.
I saw its skull come outside of its body.
It was just soup in the bottom.
There's still
of that.
pieces of it inside here. Like,
So he does a trade with his bro. The bro gives him the location of the cupboard, but the cupboard's key's missing.
Oh no.
So Boone and Little Bear are just stuck here because they do a little search and immediately give up. They're like, "Fuck it, let's watch MTV."
Yeah.
Let's watch some tits.
Yeah,
That's right.
So Little Bear totally loses his faith and because Boone says something like, "What guess the gods are really cruel here," and Little Bear's like, "There is no god here."
Only Omri.
Yeah.
I feel like
only that
Patrick's
face.
you have those kids where one's a little more, reach the maturity point where he likes watching those music videos and stuff, and he's like, yeah, let's watch MTV while our parents aren't around, and Omri's like, okay.
Okay.
That's exactly what's happening. Because Omri collapses like a house of cards every time Patrick wants to do something.
Just help me cover my eyes where all the booby parts.
I really like the music.
It collapses like a house of cards when anyone does anything, basically.
Not that rat.
Yeah, no, then he has
Except for the
That
rat.
rat, he showed that
nuclear
rat.
level freak out.
All right. So now we get the scene of Omri and Patrick are together in bed watching Motley Crue's Girls, Girls, Girls.
Yeah.
With Boone sitting on Patrick's knee.
Yeah, his
Into
name-
it.
Yeah,
his name
Boone's
definitely.
trying to be all holier than thou, this is a vulgar display. And, you can tell he's got the world's second biggest boner. And friggin'...
It's like the most women's skin he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And then friggin', Patrick's like, it's not real. And Boone's like, oh, yeah.
No, that's real. That's real. Well, most of it anyway.
Yeah.
Some of it is silicone.
So, Patrick's like, all right, forget this. Let's just turn the TV to the worst thing Little Bear has ever seen in his life.
What's the one thing that could drive this man to madness?
Yeah, let's watch a good 15 minutes of Apache slaughter.
Yeah. What's this? The Genocide Channel? Cool.
Yeah. So it's just shot after shot of cowboys shooting the shit out of some native people.
Is it even like a movie that
It
they're
doesn't
watching?
even look like
no.
Women
Did
and
they
children.
film that?
Like
I believe-
sand people and
I believe
Anakin.
this is a real movie, or part of it.
Yeah, just straight up murder.
It's like Anakin and the sand people, all the women and children too.
So Boone loses himself in his racism here, and he's just like, yeah, you kill those savages. And Little Bear is he's scared and confused. And he
Getting
gets
some
his bow out.
PTSD going on here.
He's like, what the fuck is this? Why is all this happening? I gotta defend these people. They need help. What am I gonna shoot? All these things are flashing across the screen too quick. Boone's like, I'm gonna fire my gun up in the air like an asshole.
Yep.
Scares poor Little Bear. Little Bear turns around and just fucking like Dick Cheney's
Yeah.
Boone.
I guess that's one way of putting it. It's definitely not birdshot, though.
Yeah, just blasts his buddy in the chest with a bow and arrow. So Boone's just like, Little Bear, amigo, and then just falls off of Patrick's knee, which is like a 30-foot fall
Yeah.
for him. I'm granted it's onto like a comforter or whatever.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I'm not sure the specifics, but that's still.
He still has an arrow in his
Yeah.
lung.
Yeah,
That's-
you're also you're not gonna take that. You might survive that fall, but that fall with an arrow in your chest, you're dead. You're
This made me
just-
think of something that happened at summer camp one time. You know those things you put in the lake or the swimming hole? It's like the blob, from Heavyweights,
Yeah.
where one person goes on the other end and someone jumps on the other side and launches them. So 1 week at camp, we had the skinniest middle-aged woman ever be
Kids
like
kept jumping on you accidentally.
the skinniest woman, like bird of a woman, was like the person that week, and she was on the other end, and my friend Blake, who's like 300 plus pounds, like jumped on the other
How old
side.
was he at this point? 12?
No, he was in his 20s. He was like a counselor.
All right.
So he like jumped, and this woman went so high, and she fell like ridiculously hard right on her neck, and they had to call the ambulance to get her immobilize her.
Will's got himself a case of the chuckles over here.
Yeah, she had to have a lot of physical therapy.
Yeah, you know.
Will always gets a good laugh when he kills a woman.
Yeah. I was just observing. I was like, this is not going to go well.
Fatty Magoo and the Metal Monster.
Alright. So now Little Bear's like, alright, get me some husks. I can patch this up. Omri's like, joke's on you if you think I know what a husk
He
is.
just ran this dude through. He is a husk.
You know, he could, however, go get a fucking cotton ball or something, but no, he can't even think to do that.
He's a husk of a human.
Yeah,
now.
I would leave. Go get some husks, and he comes back with that other Native American he buried in the ocean. Is this what you meant?
So, like, Little Bear's like, just leave me alone. Also, I have a maraca now. So
what toy did he have to rob for that?
I don't know.
The Three Amigos toys.
Yeah. So now, Patrick and Omri, like, they get in bed, and Mom comes in, and she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, your brother's rat is on the loose. You didn't kill him, but he's good and pissed now.
He's out for blood.
He's crawling under your loose floorboards. Good luck going to sleep."
Yeah, but fuck, this is like going to John's house.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm glad you have your friend over for a sleepover.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a rat just running loose in the house.
One of your dad's crates of dynamite is missing as well. I'm sure they're not related.
And every floorboard and ceiling tile is loose that it can jump out from.
And there's a monster in your closet. Just have a good night, kids.
So, fucking, like, now they're like, well, we can't sleep. We're gonna have to sleep in shifts. So Patrick's like, I'll give you $1 million if I get to go first. And Omri's like, deal. Like, Patrick doesn't have $1 million, you dumb bastard.
I mean, he
Also-
may have stolen it.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we do? Like, just be like, hey, sorry to do this, but you're sleeping in the drawer tonight, or something.
Yeah. And fucking, whatchamacallit, he immediately falls asleep, like, right, even though he's the one on watch. So then he's got he's woken up by the sound of Little Bear's maraca and the little creepy noises of the rat. So he wakes Patrick up, goes over to the loose floorboard, and lo and behold, he sees the key. It's just hanging there in a little crevasse. So he tries to, like, fish it out and drops it further down there. And I'm screaming at the TV like, you motherfucker, just have Little Bear grab it with his tiny little hands.
Mm-hmm.
So Little Bear's like, all right, I'll go down there. I'll go in the loose floorboards and get it. But don't give me my bow and arrow or light or anything. I don't need any of that. Don't give me Boone's gun.
No.
Any of those things.
At this point, I had my own rat loose under my floorboards, and
Had to exit the theater.
he had to use the.
Rob's colon was like, we're done here.
So it's about to get kicked across the house.
You just miss a lot of Omri's face looking at the floor
Oh,
and
good.
sounds of what seems like a fun adventure scene.
Yeah.
But you don't actually see any of
He's
it.
Lemmy Winksing down
Yeah.
there.
It starts with where I imagine Little Bear becomes everybody's father when they're doing a project at home, where he's just like, will you kids hold the fucking flashlight still for 5 minutes? Because they're just shoved, all over the place on the boards. And then, like, he finally finds the key, and we see, like, a flash of what's obviously the rat, and you just hear a bunch of noises, and I'm like, why am I not watching that movie?
Mm-hmm. So eventually they're like, Little Bear, come back. And then he's like, yo, Omri, I'm back at the entrance. So Omri picks him up, and he's got the key with him.
Also, there's never mind. There's a noise that threw me off because I thought it was a rat trap, but the rat is still alive.
Yeah, it sounded like a mousetrap went off
Yeah.
under there. But But anyway, so the rat comes bursting out of the floor with a jump scare, and Patrick just snatches that shit right out of the air,
Yeah, he
like
had
no
some kinda
problem.
quick
Bam.
ass
Snatches
reflexes.
a rat.
Yeah, just snatches it.
He just kleptos it. He's
Right,
like,
right
"Yes,
before it's going to bite Little Bear's bottom half off.
I can't help
Swiping
myself."
things is what he does.
Yeah, and you have no idea where he goes with this rat to. I don't think he knows where it actually belongs. He just walks away with it.
Well, it belongs to him now.
You know, he probably goes into his brother's room, just tosses it in there.
He goes to the school and puts
that?
it in the diorama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So possession is 9/10 of the law.
Or buries it in the yard. Apparently, that's what we're doing.
Whatever. So now they got the key. They bring the medic Tommy back. They're like, "Yeah, you're dreaming again." And he goes. He's like, "Oh well, the arrow missed everything important for Boone, so he'll be fine.
Sure it did.
We'll just give him like an opium shot, send him on his way, addicted to that now."
Okay.
While I'm sure that is how combat medics from that era would have treated the situation, it generally does not go this well.
Yeah. So he sends, they send Tommy back. And then Omri, while he was out getting husks, he did realize that he looked in the mirror. He's like, "Look at the choices I've made. We've got to send these people back." So they decide that the following morning that Boone and Little Bear are going back. So Little Bear wakes everyone up with a fucking like maraca time dance number. And Boone tries to dance along, but he remembers he has a hole in his chest and can't. And then you get the touching departure where they actually before that you get a little magic time because Little Bear talks about how he would take Omri into the woods, where he would learn to be a man.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Except he's like, you and your
magic
fucking football haircut is, you are not going to last very long out there.
If you were with me, I'd make you my new wife.
So they do a little like pour the dirt in the fire. Then all of a sudden they're like face to face, actual size to actual size. And we're all just yelling, "Kick Omri in his fucking teeth."
Yeah, it's just creepy in
Take
the
him out
opposite
now.
direction now.
Yeah. For like a second. And then,
Yeah, because this is when we're doing a lot more of the extreme close. Like,
He's very extreme.
he's closing his eyes and he's got this face like he's about to bust a nut. And we just zoom in on his face to the point where I almost thought the camera was going to start going up his nose. It was just awkward as fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to be mean to this child actor, but he does not have a face that needs close-ups.
maybe he grew into it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure
Well,
he's
we
fine.
should look it up.
We should see if he's got any recent projects.
Either way, it's time to go. And, they pop back from this little hallucination in the woods. And, the Little Bear and Boone are now in the cupboard. And Little Bear at this point makes the mistake. He's like, "Well, what happens to my people?" And Omri's just like, "Oh, God, dude.
Why did you have to bring that up, Little Bear? Why?
Dude, I can't make a good enough poker face to hide this. It just sucks."
It's like, all right, look to your left. Yeah, the guy on the horse. If you see that, run. That's all I'm saying.
You're going to see a lot more of those
Yeah.
and a lot less of you.
It's
like-
not gonna go well.
I feel like that's when the innocence of a child should not be, spoken. It's like just lie to the Little Bear. Like it's not going to hurt him if you lie.
Well, the Little Bear's going to see right through that shit.
It's gonna be fine. And and Boone, I mean,
You're probably going to die of tuberculosis.
yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna get TB if an infection in that wound doesn't kill you first. Have
Or
fun.
dysentery.
And you're addicted to opium.
And you're addicted to opium. But who is
Not sure if the Civil War's happened yet in your time, but you got that to look forward to.
No, he's 17.
1879. So yeah, Boone,
wow.
Boone would have been.
He probably
past
fought in the Civil War.
Yeah, actually, he probably did. Come to think of it, maybe that's why he is Boo Boone,
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Oh, the South lost Boo Hoo Boone.
because he is from Texas. Yeah.
We're our own country.
All right, so they go back in the cupboard, and there's this like inspiring swell of music as they're like now, and they both strike a pose, and he closes the door and turns them back to figurines. And then we cut to school. Hopefully, sometime between that last scene and this scene, Omri just gives Patrick a right thrashing.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully they both get a thrashing.
You know, maybe they just, you have those friends you just age out of.
Yeah.
Like Honey Sandwich Guy.
You just, when they go to their next school, Omri just like sells him down the river to get more status. So anyway, now Omri wraps up his story about Little Bear, and the magic Indian in his cupboard. And I mean, it could have been worse. It's not good.
No.
It looks a little too much like Carrot Top to be.
Yeah.
for
He
me to
looks
be
like
comfortable.
the guy that hosted Double Dare.
Tony, he is very Mark Summers.
Yeah.
Tony just pulled out a picture of the actor that played Omri, what he looks like
Current
now.
picture, yeah.
Hopefully he had some Invisaligns or some situation going on there.
All right, so yeah, he wraps up his story, and then about the Indian in the cupboard, and then the movie hits you with a 1-2 punch of this fucking kid still talking about JFK, and the camera just locked on Omri's mouth breathing weird
so
face
terrible.
for like 30 to 45 seconds at least. And the camera goes like all around it, and it's like it's practically in his mouth by the end of it.
Yeah, you're just listening to this report on JFK till the music swells loud enough that it drowns him out. And I'm like, I don't want either one of these to be in my ear right now.
Is this going to transfer right into inner space? What's about to happen?
Audio visual nightmare here.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, we made it.
And that was the Indian in the
We're
cupboard.
putting Tony back in the cupboard. Till next episode.
Better than my apartment. Alright. So, on RottenTomatoes.com, critics gave this a score of 73%. Audience gave this a score of 41%.
Wow, that's like one of the biggest disparities we've
Yeah, it's
had.
really...
My guess is audiences have been updated recently. Or more recently, at least. But that tends to be how some of those things go. But that's their thoughts and opinions. What about you and yours, Rob?
I don't know. So, this movie wasn't necessarily difficult to watch. I just can't think of any reason to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so forgettable, except for the rat kicking scene. Like, some of the stuff that happens is genuinely ridiculous. Like, you gotta see, like, watching the old dude have a heart attack, or Boone just gets shot in the chest. But at the same time, it's like, I'm sure by tomorrow I'm not going to remember any of this. So I'm going to give it, I guess, the lightest tickle of recommends right on its little butt cheeks.
Like a seltzer flavored recommend.
Yeah, like a LaCroix recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like there's nothing. It's not like I didn't hate having to watch it, but it's just a nothing movie. So, there you go.
Right. I'm actually just going to jump in because I'm in the same boat. Like, there's no... the only thing I would say against watching this is just, it is, rough with, like, there's a lot of Savage talk and Twin Tower imagery and things like that we probably don't need right now. But, yeah, other than that, this movie's pretty non-offensive. It's just kind of a nothing, like a wafer cracker, like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, I didn't remember it from whenever I saw it. If I saw it more than once, I don't remember any of it. And I'll probably not remember this in a week or two. So, yeah, I'm in the same boat with that. I think the LaCroix recommendation sounds right. Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as you guys. Like, this movie's like a C, but there's nothing of interest to make me want to watch this again, but it's not a bad movie. And then the fact that it came out the same year as Toy Story, which clearly outclasses this movie. Like,
Oh, did I forget to mention it's better than Toy Story?
Frank Oz, give us that money.
Yeah, so, like, there's not really much reason to watch it. But that being said, though, like, the movie doesn't have any problems. And I could see there are people that would like this movie, but it's not... And like I said, it's not even like that I don't like the movie. It's just... There's not much there.
Yeah.
It was well made. It just wasn't very interesting. Other than that fucking rat getting kicked across the whole place.
It's like a saltine, and the rat getting kicked and the two people dying are really like the
Putting
only.
hot sauce on a
You dipped a
It's-
little bit of the saltine into like some
Tomato
nacho
soup.
cheese or
Yeah.
something.
No, it's not even that far. I was gonna say that's the only thing from keeping it from being an unsalted saltine.
Oh, I see.
I will.
Yeah, to go the food analogy going, I'd say it's like if you go to like a frozen yogurt place and you just get the base like flavorless flavor and then don't put any of the toppings on and you just walk out with that. I'd say like, yeah, I mean,
Like getting ice cream, but it's not even vanilla ice
yeah,
cream.
it's just white. It's just white.
Just cream.
just not even sweet cream,
Yeah.
just cream.
Just ice cream.
Like sometimes I struggle with like the idea of recommending a movie based on like the episode we do. Like if you didn't like this, I recommend this. Sometimes I struggle with that, but this is not the case. So it's like if you want a movie about toys coming to life, obviously Toy Story. Like there's 4 of them you can watch. If you want to watch a movie from the 90s that's like historically accurate about Native Americans, watch Last of the Mohicans and Dances with Wolves. Like there's multiple movies you can watch.
Just watch a Ken Burns documentary.
Yeah, like literally, there's like a whole lot of options for both of
Turn to the
those.
genocide channel.
Yeah.
Go to that.
So yeah, I mean, it's not had a little bit of nostalgia for me, so I was like excited to watch it for the first time since whenever I watched it, when I was a kid. But other than that, there's like no real reason why someone should watch it. But it's not like bad. It's not going in the garbage pile. But I don't know. It's kind of like a C, solid C.
Well, there you go.
So I think we're giving this a light of recommendations.
Yeah.
I'll say ultimately a recommendation more for Toy Story.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel sorry to cut you off, but I feel the book. I guess it only came out in the 80s, but like I feel like it's a product of the era of like Little Women, and much like Little Women, the books and the movies are all just like they're fine, but they're just nothing.
I couldn't tell you anything
what?
about Little
I've never
Women.
seen
What are you
Little
talking
Women,
about?
but
I don't know, like it just like because every like 10 years they come out with a new version of the Little Women movie, and they're all
fine.
good,
Yeah.
but
I've never
like
seen.
they're acted well, and production's fine, but it's all just like we're hanging around until Joe dies.
We're trying to talk about Little Men.
Wait, what's going on? What's happening to Joe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Spoiler alert.
Something.
Let's talk about real shit here.
All right.
You guys are given the magic cupboard, right?
Mm.
Which one of your figures is going in there first? Can't be Optimus Prime.
That'll be Grimlock.
Grimlock?
Oh, that's a good question.
Why Grimlock?
Because it turns into a dinosaur and a robot.
Yep, all right.
I mean,
And you can watch it happen.
I can watch it happen.
And why can't it be Optimus Prime?
Well, because that just seems to me to be the obvious answer.
Okay.
But if you really wanted to be Optimus Prime, it could be Optimus Prime.
Tony just really needs a moral compass.
Yeah.
I do.
Maybe
He needs-
Batman.
I could picture
Batman in
Tony
there.
literally walking around with an Optimus Prime and a Megatron on his shoulder.
Like an
That
angel
would
and a
be-
demon.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, occasionally just getting laser blasted on both sides of his head.
I don't know if my Grimlock would fit in the cupboard.
I would say at that rate, then, I mean, yeah, there's plenty of Transformers I could pick from, but maybe go with like either my Link or Mega Man figure arts.
Now wait, could I
That'd be
stuff like one of these really giant ones in there so it can like walk around like a creepy Chucky?
I mean,
That would be fun.
again, let's assume it's big enough to accommodate.
There's like get this with Godzilla over here too.
Oh, could I fit that Godzilla in there?
Might have to have his tail
It's
off.
just going to destroy your house.
That's fine.
It's fine. Like
Put him in your
Rob's
neighbor-
like totally worth it. That's how
in
I
your
die.
neighbor's yard.
It gives me cancer, whatever.
I'll die with a horrendous boner.
You automatically get cancer, but you
I
have a
would
boner.
love you cut up your toy Godzilla to fit it in the cupboard, and when it comes out, it's basically like sushi. It's just chunks of flesh.
It's like that scene from
Brundlefly.
Return to Living Dead where
Yeah.
you have the body in like in all different cut up parts. All right, Will, what about you?
Maybe like classic Batman animated series Batman.
That would be a good pick.
Had a lot of those figures and the villains. See them grapple all around my house, Solve some mysteries. Where did I leave my keys? Stuff like that.
I don't
Why are all
remember.
your socks crunchy?
Yeah, you made that joke once already.
Yeah.
That's your go.
It's a callback, Will.
That's your go-to. It's your
It
go-to.
is.
Yeah, I don't know which one of my
Mickey's
G.I.
Money
Joe
Thing.
guys it would be, but it'd be one of
G.I.
them.
Joe.
It would be one of my G.I. Joe guys because I didn't really have too many other like I had Lego guys,
Right.
but it was always more of an ensemble cast. I didn't have like a like a star figure.
Snake Eyes.
Maybe Snake Eyes. But I couldn't talk to him.
Yeah, not gonna have much of a conversation.
Although
with that one.
apparently in the new movie he can talk or whatever.
Well, it seems to be an origin story, so I'm sure that won't be
His
the
tongue,
case. By the end.
gets his
yeah.
tongue cut off in the
Yeah, something.
mid-credit stinger.
Well, I mean, this goes a lot of different ways. So he either takes a vow of silence once his sensei dies,
Yeah,
or
acid in
he
the
takes
face,
a jet engine or whatever to the face.
Yeah, cut throat. Like, there's been 100 different
He does
stories.
what? Takes the jet engine?
Yeah, there's been a bunch of
All
different
right. Well, we got to find out.
ones. Yeah, gotta watch.
Could make it happen today.
Speaking of, what are we doing next, gentlemen?
Whose turn is it to roll?
Are we rolling, or are we just?
Yeah, let's roll.
Okay.
Just
All right.
Yo.
Tony, in the drawer behind
What-
you should be.
What was the other
D20.
half of that sentence going to be?
It's the one directly behind you.
Random.org.
would have been Brian, I think.
False
But,
to Rob.
Yeah, without him, I believe it becomes Rob's role.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who rolled this one?
Me.
It was Tony.
Well, I feel like I rolled.
Well, it's strange now that we do this on a regular basis after not rolling for
Too many months.
years or
That's
whatever.
true.
3 years.
All right, gentlemen.
Summer of superheroes that went on.
Wish me luck.
Superhero decade.
Well, that's what I was going to ask if we were going to do another superhero movie or if we were rolling. But...
Oh no!
Oh no!
That just happened.
That's a
That is a critical failure. Like the 10 slid across his notebook
did.
and then it cartwheeled to a 1.
It really did.
You have an important choice to make there, Rob.
No, actually, you guys do.
Why is that?
Which of the Transformers movies are we going to watch,
Oh,
guys?
motherfucker.
We already did the first one.
So I have not seen 3 or 4, so I would vote for one of those. 2, I honestly don't know if I have the strength.
Should I
Which one
roll a
have you seen? The
D6?
Last Night? Have you seen the one that's like the Last Night?
No.
I've not
no.
seen that
I
one.
forgot that existed.
So you haven't seen 3, 4, or 5?
Yeah.
I've not seen that one, but I'd be fine.
Well, you could roll this and be like 1 to 5 is 2.
All right.
6 to 10 would be 3. 11 to 15 would be 4, and then
I do have these.
oh, he's got 6-sided die right there. Never mind.
Jesus. So if it's
Now, mind you, that 6 does not divide into 4 evenly.
That's all right. 6 and 1 are just rerolls.
Okay.
Did you not see that coming? How many
it's
ones
hard
do you want to roll tonight,
Yeah,
Rob?
it's hard to describe how bad he just failed.
that was awesome. I saw that happening in slow motion. And
Guys, I haven't roleplayed in so long, I forgot how to dice.
You forgot how to gravity.
All right. Here we go.
Oh,
Damn it.
that's a reroll.
That's a 6. Damn it. That's a 6. Okay, 3. There you go.
All right.
Dork of the Moon is what we're watching.
This is the one where like Optimus
The
Prime
Revenge
like
of the
just
Fallen or Dork?
murders
They're all-
Megatron in cold blood.
They're all the one.
Well,
where
yeah,
Optimus
that's
Prime
all
just
of 'em.
murders Megatron in cold blood. Yeah.
Now we get to
God
pick
damn, that
a
thing's
bunch of
long.
dice up off of Rob's
No,
floor.
I'll take care of it. I'll
Probably
take
really long,
care of
too.
it. Oh yeah,
they're all-
It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something like
God
that.
damn it.
So. Well, listen, a critical failure is a critical failure. You know, you can't take these things lightly, or you'll never learn to appreciate the 20s in
good
life.
times.
Oh, guys, join us next time for Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
Fuck.
You're excited.
I'm excited that they all have to watch it. I'm not excited that I have to watch it.
I watched it. I don't want to ever.
I've
that
watched
again.
it recently.
I listened to the episode where y'all did the first Michael Bay one and Tony cried.
It's gonna be just Tony raging forever.
Oh, now that I've gotten to know a little more about Transformers, it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And see them not.
It's gonna be great.
Not be anything like they ought to
Go
be.
try not to crash my car into something on the way home.
Well, if you
Oh,
do,
darn,
you just have
Joe
to go,
can't make
no, 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 no.
Darn it, Joe can't make the record. He's in the ICU.
Oh, no, no. I will not. I
We'll
will,
record from the
It'll wait
ICU.
for Joe.
We'll postpone the recording as long as it takes. I'm going to make sure Brian's here, too.
Oh, God.
He's going to take a year off from us. We'll kick his ass. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. We want to thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, check out our website at 4ampodcast.podbean.com. If you want to buy any of our crap, you can find a link on that site. Leave us a review. That'd be pretty sweet. Do it. Also, you want to become a patron? Patreon.com/4ampodcast. You can usually on Patreon find exclusive stuff. We'll maybe get our butts in gear and put something out there for you. So,
Tell your friends about the show.
yeah.
For the word.
Don't
Shout
cancel
out
us.
to my favorite Patreon, Chelsea.
Shout out to my favorite Patreon. Not Chelsea, just to be different and difficult. That's not true. You're all my favorites. I love you equally.
Shout out to my favorite patron, Ricky.
Yeah. Hi, Ricky.
That was fun.
Shout out to all the other Patreons, too.
Like Will.
Like Will.
All right, guys.
That's my favorite Patreon.
Thanks. I'm just really absorbing the fact that I have to watch Dark Moon.
He said you watched it recently.
Yeah, it was the Riff Tracks version. And it was in the background while I was cleaning.
No, I don't know.
And it was still really long. All right. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Tony. Want to declare shenanigans on Rob?
Yes.
You can't. It's the rules. Ah, no, ow, ow. Ah, my face and balls.
I'm gonna kick you across the room like a rat.
My genitalias.